Hello guys, Dhananjay here and welcome back to a new video. So I have been using the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max as my primary device for last 7 days, and in this video I'll talk about everything that I know about the device and that you should know as well. After watching this video, I'm sure you will be able to decide whether to go with this device or to wait for something else that is going to launch in the future. By the way, this is the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, but the Redmi Note 10 Pro also comes with exact same specifications, like everything is same except for the camera. This one has 108 megapixel camera, so basically you are paying 3000 rupees extra to get that 108 megapixel camera, and you get the Redmi Note 10 Pro at 16,000 rupees with 64 megapixel camera. I'll talk about this megapixel count in my camera segment of this video. So let's get started with the build quality. First of all, I mentioned in my initial impressions video that if you give this device to someone and blindfold them and ask them to give a probable costing of the device, I'm sure people will say that this is a much costlier device, and I doubt that anyone will say that this is a 19,000 rupees or even 16,000 rupees for the Redmi Note 10 Pro. This is a fantastic, very well built device, and it's not just about being very well built. POCO X3, even the Mi 10T, they are also very well built, but they are huge, humongous. They feel very heavy. This one does not feel very heavy, and the thinness of the device is surprisingly good. So when it comes to build quality, it definitely gets a huge thumbs up from me. Next up, we are going to talk about the sound quality, because that's something which I was surprised with as well. At this price point, I expect the speakers to be good, to be loud, but I do not expect them to be very good. The Redmi Note 10 Pro Max is a very good speaker. It not only becomes very loud, but it is very clear as well. The sound separation is pretty good for the speaker at this particular price point. Once again, very surprised with the sound quality result. Next up, let's talk about the display, which completes the media experience. 120Hz Super AMOLED screen. I tried looking for an issue on the 10 Pro Max's AMOLED screen, but unfortunately, even after trying the grey screen with lowest brightness possible, I was not able to find any issue. No green tint, no red tint, no crazy lines on my display were present. So my unit was very good, and I'm sure your unit will be very good as well. Xiaomi is obviously going to throw numbers like 1200 nits and all that stuff. 1200 nits is not possible in day-to-day life scenarios. It is possible in specific scenarios, like if you are playing some HDR content and it has to be true HDR, and then that HDR content has something which is bright white, and then only it may go to 1200 nits. But in day-to-day life usage, it did not bother me out at all. Let it be going outside or let it be indoors usage, display quality gets a huge thumbs up. If you consume a lot of media, Redmi Note 10, 10 Pro, 10 Pro Max immediately get a huge thumbs up from my side. Definitely the devices to go for at this price point, as of shooting this video at least. Next up, we are going to talk about the headphone jack, which is there on the device. Realme X7 does not have it. Mi 10i did not have it. I was very disappointed with those, but this one comes with it. Dedicated micro SD card slot is also present. USB Type-C port is present. Microphone quality is sufficiently good. Not sufficiently good, very good. The earpiece becomes sufficiently loud. It has to, because when I talked about the speaker, it comes with a stereo speaker setup. I did not mention that. Yeah, stereo speaker. So the top part of the speaker becomes very loud. No issues over there. When it comes to call quality, dual 4G, dual VoLTE, dual Wi-Fi, everything worked out of the box. 5G will never work on this device because the device comes with Snapdragon 732G processor. We are talking about the pros actually till now. We are not talking about the cons. We'll talk about that in the later part of this video. And when it comes to call quality also, this device definitely gets a thumbs up. Next up, we are going to talk about the camera, and the device comes with a very small selfie camera, which I was surprised with, and Xiaomi claims that this is one of the smallest selfie camera, and definitely it is. But one small gripe that I have with the selfie camera is that it is reflective at some angles. I mean, if it was complete black like it is on this device, then Redmi Note 10 Pro's Max's front camera would have looked even better, I feel. But when it comes to camera quality, oh my god, it was really good. 108 megapixel camera on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max did not surprise me actually, because I was expecting this type of performance from the 108 megapixel camera. Mi 10i and this device, they are so close to each other. I mean, it's not like I can straight up say that Mi 10i le lo because Mi 10i ka camera better hai. No, I can't say that. Redmi Note 10 Pro Max performs similar to Mi 10i, and Mi 10i performs similar to Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. Redmi Note 10 Pro Max does not click good ultra wide angle camera sample shots. So whatever I said till now was for the primary camera sensor, but when it comes to ultra wide angle camera sample shots, you can see that the colors are much different as compared to how they are in the regular or normal camera sample. So Redmi, if you're watching this video, do something about the camera processing for the ultra wide angle camera so that it matches with the primary camera, which is also present on the device. Macro camera is there on the device, and these are some of the macro camera sample shots that we clicked with the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. Now let's talk about 108 megapixel against 64 megapixel of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Should you spend 3000 rupees extra and get the 10 Pro Max only? Yes, if camera is your first priority in the smartphone, then let's say display, then sound, then processor, then gaming. If camera is your third or fourth priority, then I feel like you can definitely go with the Redmi Note 10 Pro with 64 megapixel camera, which will perform good enough, not good enough, similar to this one, but when you zoom into it, the details will be more on the 108 megapixel camera. And this actually happens in real life as well. When I compared 64 megapixel camera against the 108 megapixel camera, 108 megapixel camera has more details. In other scenarios, I did not test the Redmi Note 10 Pro yet. Next up, no 5G is present on this device. Now this will vary from person to person, because if you are someone who uses a device for, let's say, 3 years, then 5G should have been there on this device. Now Xiaomi or Redmi may tell you that, see, 5G is not important, it is not going to come for next 3 or 4 years. But then they also launched Mi 10i just before this device, which comes with 5G. They will also launch other devices with 5G in coming few months, but for this device they'll say no, 5G is not important because it is not going to launch right now. So don't get into that marketing stuff. I feel like 5G should have been there, because there are a lot of Redmi Note users that I know of. They use devices for 3, 4, 5 years as well. I have a couple of people who are using Redmi Note 3 till now, which is a very old device. And if you are looking to have a future-proof device, then Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, not being 5G, may not be the one that you should go for. But then the counter argument is that 5G, even if it comes, remember that it is not going to perform 10 times better. 4G is supposed to be so fast. Is it that fast? No, 5G के साथ भी वैसा ही होगा. एंड 5G पूरे इंडिया में आने के लिए बहुत टाइम लगेगा. अभी के लिए तो पहले तो बड़े बड़े सिटीज़ में आएगा, मतलब बैंगलोर, मुंबई, दिल्ली, ऐसे सिटीज़ पकड़ लो. इफ़ यू लिव इन दिस सिटीज़, देन तो it makes sense to think about getting a 5G device. But if you live in a village area, then probably do not think about getting a 5G device for at least this year, and maybe you can upgrade to a very good 5G device 3 years or 4 years down the track. So obviously I talk from both the sides, why 5G should be there and 5G should not be there. You are the one who has to decide which camp you are in, and decide and let me know in the comment section box below. By the way, I talked about the 5G chip, and there is another reason why I said 5G should have been there, is because now the device comes with Snapdragon 732 chipset. Is it a good chipset? Yes. Is it great enough for me to say just buy the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max? Not really. Now 5G chipsets like 750G, 765G, 800U, Dimensity 1000, and few other chipsets which will be coming in the market real soon. And Redmi Note 11 Pro Max or 11 Pro will come with 5G for sure. Even though 5G is going to come after 4 years, the next version of Redmi Note 11, which may launch after 6 months or 8 months, will come with a 5G enabled chipset. Now let's talk about the performance and gaming on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. Is it good? Is it bad? Performance on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, I was surprised with the device, because POCO X3 had a good performance in day-to-day life usage, and Redmi Note 10 Pro Max is no exception to that. Can it handle the 120Hz AMOLED screen? Yes, it can. There are some times when you will notice that minor stutters here and there, but that's not very common, and that's I would say luckily very rare on the device as of shooting this video at least. Will that be the same case in future as well? I can't really say that, because POCO M2 Pro, even POCO X3 in some ways, even the Mi 10i, after using it for a month continuously, those devices are not performing the same way they used to perform when I reviewed them or when I used them for the first 7 days, and that may happen with the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max as well in the future. So right now, at least, I'm going to give it a thumbs up for day-to-day life usage performance. There is some issue with MIUI, because of which when you're using the device regularly in day-to-day life usage, it can only give 4 to 5 applications running in the background. In speed test, even in the speed test that I will end up making, you will see that 10, 20 applications are running at the same time. But in day-to-day life usage, when you open 5 applications at the same time, and the first application that you opened, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, so fifth is the last application that you opened. So the first application that you opened may not remain in memory, and it is reloaded on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, which is quite surprising, because I had the 8GB 8GB RAM variant of the device. So this is something which Redmi should definitely work on. Next up, we are going to talk about the gaming, and this is where I was actually surprised. I was expecting performance similar to POCO X3, which is not good, but that did not happen. Redmi Note 10 Pro Max performed much better as compared to POCO X3. A detailed PUBG Mobile gaming review of this device will be up on my gaming channel, so subscribe to that. The link will be present in the description box below. Plus, when it comes to COD as well, the device performs fine over there. Snapdragon processors and COD bind really well, and PUBG and any processor does not matter. PUBG being PUBG, I mean, you get my point basically. So if you are a PUBG player, this is good enough. I'm going to say that in this particular video, but if you are looking for the best device, then watch my gaming channel video. That has more explanation to it. Now, talking about MIUI, which is also a very good talking factor. Are there any ads? Do you get a lot of full screen ads? No, that does not happen. Xiaomi does, like some of the applications which are pre-installed do send notifications from time to time, like this one. What is this? And I mean, I got used to these notifications now. I'm not going to complain about this because you can disable this. I have already made a video on talking about how to remove these ads or applications. You can always uninstall these applications or disable notifications for those applications at least. We did not talk about the battery life. 5000 mAh battery is present on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. I was using the device at 120Hz refresh rate all the time because the device has 120Hz refresh rate display for a reason, and there is no option to use 90Hz. So in that time, I was able to get about anywhere from 5 hours to 6 hours of screen on time, and the usage included regular applications only like Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, calling, and any other application like trading application, and I guess that's it. That was the only usage. So getting 5 to 6 hours of screen on time was not good enough, I would say, because POCO X3 performs better in battery life department. But then again, the issue with POCO X3 is that it's thicker. It's heavier, and I said it in my POCO X3's review. I did not like the build quality of the device, but I loved the build quality of Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. And I guess that's much it for this particular video. Always on display is obviously present on the device. There are a lot of software features. MIUI 12 is a feature rich UI, but call recording not being there is a big issue for a lot of people. So I mean, I'm just mentioning this again and again so that Redmi makes sure that next version of Redmi Note series device will get MIUI dialer. Oh yes. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Press the bell icon so that you get notified next time I upload a video like this one. I hope you will be able to make a decision after watching this particular video. If you still have any more doubts, suggestions or queries regarding the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max or 10 Pro or even 10, then you can tweet it to me at @Dhananjay_tech. I'll be more than glad to get back to you with an answer, obviously. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching.